Hi there. This is a reading for the collective. Take what resonates, leave the rest. This is You're Not Lazy. And why I'm doing this video is really to help you and myself as well to locate what trauma is holding us back, well, it can be tied to trauma, but like executive functioning skills we're lacking, or executive dysfunction that is happening while we're, trying to get our tasks and things done. Just for like a example, like I'm really struggling to work, and my doctor has been trying to help me with medication, and sometimes medication can't do anything because you're experiencing executive dysfunction. And like for me, part of it is I'm putting pressure on myself to perform. That's something that you can do, as far as like that's something that can make a task hard to complete. But other things that can happen is like you don't know where to start, or you might be afraid to fail, or you might get sidetracked like with another task. So essentially it's like a goal that you have in mind that you can't necessarily execute, and it like can be as simple as chores. Now, I used to always feel lazy about chores, and then my doctor put me on Adderall, and that's what has really helped me a lot with like executive functioning. He upped my dose on Adderall, and I am like a cleaning fool now. Like I'm getting so much shit done around my house, and I have the motivation to do it. Excuse me, that's something with inactive ADHD. You struggle to get stuff like that done, like you're not motivated to do it. And part of the problem for me specifically is that I don't know, like before I didn't know where to start. Like I was getting overwhelmed by all the tasks and feeling like I have to do all of them right now, instead of saying, okay, one thing at a time, we can start here, or, it doesn't really matter where you start when you're cleaning, right? One thing I was always good at was dishes, except that it would take a while for me to do them. I would let them pile up. I'm getting anxiety telling you this. But yeah, so that's kind of what like executive dysfunction looks like. And I want to see, maybe it's not executive function. Maybe there's something emotionally charged for you that makes it hard for you to complete specific things, like trauma related, like I was saying. But that's why we're here, to get to the bottom of it. I definitely feel like for a lot of you, it is something with the mind where, ooh, that was like a perfect circle. You're stuck in a loop, thinking about, some of you, it could be like you're a failure because you're not getting stuff done as much as you think you should. Some of you, it is a matter of like, you don't know what tasks to do first. But perhaps there's something emotionally charged as well, like maybe someone used to tell you like when and how to do the tasks. So now that you have to trust your own judgment, it's like, well, what if I screw it up? Or maybe somebody criticized the way you cleaned or got the task done, so now you're like, I'm not going to do it right, so what's the point of doing it? I definitely feel like those type of things are coming through. It's going to be different for people. You could have multiple things that are stopping you though from completing it, for sure. And it could be small, like what you consider small things, but it could also be something like I'm saying with like work, where it's, you know, something you have to do, but you're struggling to perform. And really, like I'm saying, I want to do this video because you're not alone, and it's not, now we got to take responsibility. And I'm not saying like, oh, it's not my fault, I'm struggling to work. Like, I have to figure it out, right? But it's coming from somewhere. So, you know, don't beat yourself up about it is what I'm trying to say. Let's get into the reading. The moon. Oh, shoot. I forgot. This deck is kind of weird. Scrolls. What scrolls? Does it say at the beginning? Okay. Stones is coins, which makes sense. It's mirrors, I think, is... Oh, cups. Okay. I was going to say swords. One spiral, so scrolls is oh my god, swords. Nine of swords, anxiety. Five of scrolls. I'm like trying to picture the card. Survival mode. Survival mode is one of the issues. Like, you feel like it's do or die for a tasks. I saw Callie and I was like, Callie's in this deck, I forgot, but the tower, she's the tower. Which is like, for her, like, because it's her as a tower, I feel like it's abrupt change. You definitely might struggle with, like, you're in the middle of something and then you get sidetracked. I'm thinking of a friend I have, Casey. She has trouble, like, when she's talking and something happens, she gets really distracted, and in general. So you might be more of a active ADHD, I think it's called. It doesn't matter what kind of ADHD you have, or if you even have it. That part doesn't matter. It's just that, you know, those kind of things affect how you show up in the world and what you're capable of, Three of Cups, what you're capable of completing and doing. Birds are like, hell yeah. Okay. We get it. Strength. Two of spirals, wands. I think so. I don't know why spiral would be one, but who am I? That Emperor reverse. Interesting. Oh, okay. Everything wants to go to the left here. Eight of Swords. Page of, I almost said Cups, but that's the Pentacles. One, two, Temperance. I saw that when I put the deck down. Hermit. Some of you, part of it is like being in your own, like, shell, so to speak. Like, you're very introverted, and you need a lot of time to decompress and kind of have your own, your own time to be by yourself, and perhaps the things that you need to do involve being around people, and that is something that's making it difficult for you to do these things. That makes sense. That helps me out, actually. I don't want to be around people. I don't. I hate that. It's weird because obviously I have to, for this job, you know, I don't have to be around people, but essentially speaking, I will be. You know, when I do one-on-ones, or I should say, when I'm on one-on-ones, when I go to fairs, you know, like when I do those kinds of things, I'm around people. But this is something I adore, and I'm helping people, and that is a different kind of energetic thing than delivering food to people and groceries, right? So the energy is different, and that's why it's hard for me to complete the other thing. That makes so much sense. Thank you, Spirit. Six of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. Ooh, that's good energy. I like that. Oh, there's a little owl. Nine of Wands. Perseverance. Okay, yeah, I'm going to come over here. Dead inside deck. I always want to say inside out. I mean, that kind of makes sense. Toxic but familiar. I don't know if I've ever seen that card, actually. Your soul up and eating. Thought it was a vibe. There's two that want to come out. There's something about like prayer or spiritual practices that need to be amped up. That's going to help you as well. It's so funny. I was thinking today, I need to get back on meditating. I haven't done that in too long, right? Yeah, I feel like I want to come here. Something serene. Structure, discipline. So for some of you, I feel like, well, it's either this or that. You're gonna have to take what resonates. You were either too structured growing up and you want some sort of, not chaos, but you want some sort of you want it to be more lax, but because you're used to the structure, it's very hard for you to kind of allow yourself to go more with the flow. And that's what's overwhelming you about doing the things. And then for others of you, you were lacking structure at home. So you don't know what that looks like. And it's very hard for you to kind of even comprehend, which is, either way is, you know, that's okay. I mean, it is what it is type thing. And don't beat yourself up, like I was saying. Okay. This first one's a lot. Two of, what did I say? Wands reversed. Strength. Eight of Swords. Page of Pentacles reversed with House 10. Owls are significant, I'm telling you. Structure, discipline, life mission, accomplishments, and career. Toxic but familiar. Pattern, attachment, comfort, and pain. You like when things are difficult. You like when, so maybe chaos is a thing for you. You might delight a little bit in things being like a struggle. But patterns feel significant. So it feels like every time you make some kind of progress, sorry, you make some kind of progress, you might fall back into old habits and, you know, forget what you were working on even, I would say. But you've got the strength. You've got the strength to get your mind organized. Like the Page of Pentacles reversed, like that page has ideas. That page is working on knowledge, like having a specific thing that you're good at, and the thing you want to be good at, and see that you're not trapped here, is like organized thinking and having a discipline to make decisions and go with them. You might have trouble just making simple decisions, even like that's something kind of like I was saying in your childhood. If you had a lot of structure, it feels like your parents or one of your parents did a lot for you, maybe even kept you young and dependent on them. So even making simple decisions like, should I wash the dishes before I sweep? You struggle with that. Like you feel like there's a wrong choice. And easy decisions, or like it seems like you make, this feels like an everyday thing where you make it like everything has to have a decision with it, when really, and I'm myself, I see it now, because I was thinking, sorry, I'm getting a little sidetracked, but this is important and this will give you an example. I was thinking earlier today that, you know, I was thinking first thing about like what kind of video I was going to do today. And I'm like, stop thinking about that. That'll come to you when you're ready to do it. And it did. I like a couple minutes before I came on here, I'm like, that's what I'm going to do, because that's something that I was talking about, that I was thinking about, that about my medicine and how it's not really making a difference for work. But I do think about, now I do think about, okay, what am I going to do first? Like to, you know, like cleaning, or which thing am I going to clean? I need to think about which thing I'm going to clean today. But, you know, those kind of things I think about, and it's like, why don't I just do them? I don't have to think. Like, it's just a stupid chore. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like there's a lot of things that I make like a decision that don't need to be. Do you know what I'm saying? Ew, the sage was on top of my cup. So you might resonate with that. You might not. That's okay too. Talk about structure. Green man, the Emperor reversed, with your soul left the meeting, disconnection, existential dread. Ooh, that feels like a big one. Scorpio, intensity, exposing, purging, and renewing. So the Emperor reversed is very controlling, domineering, even a tyrant type energy. So that structure and discipline is definitely affecting some of you when you're trying to get stuff done, because you're waiting for, and you might have even taken this role, you're waiting for someone to tell you what a terrible job you did, or you know, you completed this but you didn't do this, you know, like just finding something wrong with what you're doing. You've got something up here that is used to, so like that chaos thing is used to getting put down, so you're like doing that to yourself, and maybe they're still doing it. I don't know, like maybe you're still living at home. Hopefully you're not too young watching this video, because you shouldn't be. But I like, especially like, look at this ghost here. Like there's somebody still up here telling you what you're doing wrong. Not just you. Existential dread. What is that? That feels really significant. I'm getting itchy. Some of you might get, when you get anxious, you might get like hive-like hives on your body somewhere. Yeah, it feels like if you handle something in the wrong way, in the wrong order, or if you don't handle it like as quick as you should, that the world's gonna come tumbling down. That's what it feels like. I see you like flinching or waiting for the yell or maybe it's physical. I'm sorry that you experienced this. Hopefully you're not experiencing it anymore. And that totally makes sense of why you don't know where to start, or you don't want to start at all. Like, because you're waiting for the aftermath. And the aftermath is not pretty. So how can anybody expect you to get stuff done under those circumstances is beyond me. I was just watching a show last night, and this part really stuck with me. It's based on a novel, I guess. Oh, it's true events. I might have to get that novel. It's on Netflix. It's called Alias Grace. And in the beginning of the series, her father, her father's a drunk, and the mother dies. So Grace, the eldest, ends up getting hit and called useless, and it's reminding me of that. Anytime she tries to do something, it's like you can't get it right. So, you're expecting to fail, you're expecting repercussions, and that's what's causing the executive dysfunction for you. And I'm going to burn some sage because that's really heavy. And I guess we're going to have to put trigger warning. Hopefully I remember. But yeah, I'm getting hives. Ugh. It affects your body, which typically does happen. That's how it affects your body, though. You get itchy. You might get blemishes on your skin. Something to make you appear not as attractive or something, like your body's, it's a defense mechanism of some kind. So then we've got Golden Flower, Temperance, and then we've got Storyteller, the Hermit, with Thought It Was a Vibe, Red Flags, Fantasy, False Hope, and Water, Spirituality, Emotion, Intuition, and Compassion. You need to bring that compassion to yourself, that you give out to others for sure. What's the red flag though? What's your red flag here? It could be a judge of character, of people in general. Being more mindful about the people you spend time with, because that's really draining for you, and that might make it difficult to complete things that you need to complete. Some of you might have brought it into your home like you had it before, but I feel like there's something else. Why did I set these over here? That's weird. Let me see if I can just, actually, let's see what. It's too much overstimulation, panic, mental overload. You need to find balance between your Hermit energy and the non-Hermit energy. So when you're feeling okay to be social, some of you haven't figured that out yet. And that definitely affects your ability to get things done, because it drains you so much that, like I'm saying, you want your peace and quiet, and then it's like, oh my God, I got nothing done today and I feel like poop for it. Because I'll tell you, I feel so much better, and it may sound silly, but now that I'm getting stuff done around my house, I feel a million times better. Like, I can't even tell you. It makes me feel accomplished. It makes me feel so good. I know my boyfriend is enjoying it, me cleaning and getting stuff, you know, done around the house. And I just feel like a new person, you know, and I feel like you've got purpose already. You probably know, you know, what you want. Mostly know what you want, but you know, it's lacking in somewhere in your life because you get drained, you don't want to be around people, and it's like a loop for you. You get stuck up here and you're trying to figure out what's going on, and you just have to really be mindful about who you're sharing your energy with. And if you have to, if it is like a job situation, then you got to find a way to decompress when you get home. Like, spend 15 minutes. Well, maybe you need it 15 minutes. No. Spend 15 minutes by yourself when you get home. I do that sometimes. I'll tell my boyfriend, like, hey, I just need 15 minutes to unwind, and then we can talk. You might need something like that, okay? When you get too overstimulated. And that overstimulation is, well, it can be ADHD related, but if you're introverted, that could be another thing that's causing it, maybe a little bit of both. So it's funny, we had Temperance upright, and then we've got the Lovers reversed, which is kind of the opposite of Temperance. It's like imbalance, okay? With the Four of Wands reversed, Commitment. And then we've got Mercury did it, miscommunication, cosmic excuse, retrograde blame, Enlightened for 4 hours, spiritual high, reality check, Saturn, feeling restricted, experience struggle, learn hard work and patience. There's another owl. There's 3 owls in this reading. Wow. And then house 2, physical security, possessions, material values, and self-worth. So commitment is, you know, commitment to anything, like, it's weird because when you think of the word commitment, right, you think about a partner. That's probably the first thing you think about. But there's commitment in everyday life. Like, I'm going to commit to getting these tasks done. I'm going to commit to going to my job. I'm going to commit to myself, right? And fully committing to something like your growth is serious. And I feel like that's something that's tied to this row, like self-commitment on being, like, getting better on, you know, not being so hard on yourself, on allowing yourself the grace to be imperfect, spiritual high, and blame, retrograde blame. I don't feel like it's necessarily like a spiritual blame or anything like that. But what I do feel like is maybe you start committing to getting better. This could be like a diet. It could be something like that. Or it could be doing chores. It could be anything. Like, I'm going to commit to doing this thing, and then going, ooh, this is a lot. This takes a lot. And it does. It does take a lot. But there's something with your self-worth that is tied to this, like, why you're not fully committing to the whatever you're needing to commit to for yourself. You either think you can't do it, like I'm zoning out. So, you think you can't do it. There might be some kind of disassociation that's happening, where you're like not fully present while you're doing it. It feels like a reminder of something else that's like triggering you. Or what was the other thing I was thinking, or that was coming up, I should say? Self-worth. You feel like you have to experience struggle. That's one of the things too. You could feel all those things though. You just think life's supposed to be tough and this is what happens, and I'm not going to stay enlightened. I'm going to go back in that loop and forget myself for a while and forget the things that I need to do and forget, like, you get in a routine of doing it and then you're like, fuck it. It's too hard. So you need to get to the bottom of which one of those three things is triggering you so you can deal with it and then move forward. Okay. I know that's easier said than done, but you'll do it if you want to be done with it, and you do. So then we've got Six of Pentacles with Queen of Cups. I love that energy. So Six of Pentacles is all about give and take, like receiving. I feel like receiving is the big thing on here. And then the Queen of Cups is just so beautiful, like emotionally sound, deeply cares about other people, it's called the Watcher in this deck, like puts her focus on other people and helping other people, like that's you. But sometimes like the self gets forgotten. We've been talking about the self quite a bit here while you're looking at other people and worrying about other people. It looks like she's looking at, who is she looking at? The Hermit. So you need to look at yourself, like, and care for yourself and receive for sure. But overthinking hour, racing thoughts, insomnia, loops, overstimulated in public, noise, panic. You might have sensory issues. So like noises might get to you, like it does to me for sure. Like when I'm out, like this happened to me the other day. I had to go get my tabs because it was my birthday. And, you know how they have the machines now everywhere. I went to my nearest Secretary of State and there was some guy with his radio blaring in the room. So I'm like sitting there trying to remember my license plate and my VIN number while this idiot's over here blaring his radio. Like, we have headphones for a reason. You know what I mean? But that noise really irks me and gets to me and I have a hard time. So you might have something like that. Earth, persistence, patience. That's the second time with patience, and practicality. You need to have more patience with yourself for sure. Practicality is something that will come in handy with, getting done what you need to get done. Persistence. Yeah, you have to keep at it. It's, we can make excuses like, oh gosh, I'm overthinking, I didn't sleep, I'm panicking because I was overstimulated, I'm not feeling connected to myself right now, I'm stuck in a pattern. We could sit here all day and blame these other things that are happening, but that's not going to help you. That's going to keep you stuck. So I encourage you to, like, whatever you resonated with this reading, start working on it and help yourself get better. And if you do need to talk to somebody, a therapist or someone that can help you with medication, definitely do that. But I'm not a doctor and I can't tell you what you should or shouldn't do. So that's not what this reading is for, but I can tell you from experience, and that's what I'm doing. And then 9 of Wands at the bottom of the deck, which is perseverance. Okay, persistence, perseverance, patience, all the P's. That should be a saying. Even your spirit guide quit. Disillusionment, abandonment. Ooh, okay. Maybe you're afraid you'll get abandoned if you don't do it correctly or on time or what. I feel like there's something with the timing that really gets you stuck. Opposition, imbalance, a point of tension, a power struggle. Yeah. There's a big part of you that wants to get through this. So you need to hold on to that part of you, the strength, instead of the hermit. You know what's funny is not that the hermit's bad, because the hermit is very intellectual and introspective. But I'm a Leo right on the cusp of Virgo. Leo is strength, Virgo is hermit. Both sides of me are in this reading. Haha. But yeah, you know, it doesn't have to be a constant struggle. You can just choose to give yourself grace and do the thing. And I'm getting anxious saying that. It sounds easier than it is, for sure. I'm not minimizing what you're going through. I hope you know that, because I know exactly how it feels. And, you know, with my doctor upping my dosage of Adderall, I was really hoping, and I know he was too, that it would be a fix, because the second he upped it, because I was on the lowest dose, I started really getting shit done around the house. So he's like, there's improvement, so let's try to up it again. And then I was like, well, shit, I don't think this is it. I think it's something, you know, obviously it's with the mind anyway, but I think it's something else. And executive dysfunction is a bitch. And that's definitely what's happening for me. And there's definitely some of that for you. Let's do a couple cord cutting and then we'll end the reading. Walk away from the situation. Okay, maybe for some of you, the reason why you're struggling to get it done is because you're not supposed to be doing it. It's as simple as that. But it's not as simple as that. Focus on uplifting news. That'll help. Sever the cord through visualization. So getting outside, writing things down that you want to cut the cord with, like executive dysfunction, whatever you resonated with in the reading. Birds are saying yes. All the, you know, overstimulation and power, or the struggling to get it done for whatever reason you're struggling. You could say, I cut the cord. Write it down, cut the cord, say all the things, and then burn it. 2 more. 2-2. Blessings await you. I love that for you. Be kinder to yourself. Yes. You know, maybe it'll help you create a support system. You know, maybe it'll help you that we're here and that now you can know that there's a lot of people that struggle with this. Like, I think I would even be surprised at how many people struggle with getting tasks done. Like, you know what's funny too is that I hate lists. Hey, is that I hate lists. I can't do them. It stresses me out more. It makes me think about all the things I have to do. And then I'm like, oh my God, I have to do all this. Because I feel like I have to do all of it today. I know. Or right now. Like, it all has to be done right now. So anyway, I feel like that reading was really good and helpful. And it helped me. I hope it helped you. Thank you so very much for being here. Any likes, shares, comments on my channel, subscribers especially are really helpful. If you'd like to donate to my channel, that is super helpful and appreciated, but you don't need to. It's not expected. I have CashApp, Venmo, and PayPal. I'll put that in the comments for you as well. I have a phone number now for my business. You can book your readings through the phone number. You can text me, call me. We can do a reading via phone now, so you don't have to worry about social media if you don't like it. If you text me one time, I'll give you a free message. No one listens to the end, clearly. And then I will also put my booking information in case you want to book with me one-on-one. Have a good one.